Oh, this Redman in the building, and you watching Vlad TV right now, baby. Even Def Jam make me get a visitor's pass. Ain't that a bitch?
Def Jam. A lot of people are looking at it like you're unhappy with Def Jam. Can you just clear it up a little bit more? What exactly is it with you and Def Jam at the moment?
I never had a beef with Def Jam. I mean, you know, I was just, when I came in the game under Def Jam, I was brought to Def Jam under an umbrella. You know, that umbrella was building an artist. That umbrella was servicing to the more underground culture as well as pop. It wasn't just, okay, you had to be this kind of artist to get serviced or to get, you know, any kind of what I'm looking for, any kind of help. Any kind of, that word was simple as hell, right? No, but any kind of help, any kind of service from Def Jam back in the day, it was appreciated. They was appreciate to do it because they were coming up. You know, Def Jam was more like the mechanics under the car. You know, you wasn't able to drive that car unless your unless your engine is running, and they were the engine, and they were the ones that taught the rest of the labels out there how to build an artist. And they're not that no more. You know, they're not that. They're not building artists like they are. They're not servicing to the pop culture and also the underground culture as well. There's not a staff in the building that say, okay, we got our new artist, but who's handling the main artist? You know, shouldn't be, you know, just new artist, and then the main artist, okay, we're gonna give y'all that. And I feel that's what's going on right now. I came in from a different time than what this new era is. In my time, you had to get out there and you had to build. You had to go hit the record store, in stores. I know we more viral now as far as internet, but it's not enough. It's not enough. I don't know, because I don't want to keep talking, because I don't want Def Jam to think I talk about them, but I love them. I don't have no beef. You just got to take it back. Take it back to your old plans. That's the only thing I say. Take it back to the old plans.
I mean, you're not the only one. I think Nas, a while ago, he wrote a letter, like an open letter to Def Jam. And I guess my thing is it a smart idea to publicly, you know, critique Def Jam? Like, is that really a smart move for an artist?
It's not public. I put it like this. It is public, but it's like if I was to come up here myself. Look, man.
He got his own visitor pass.
I got a fucking visitor's pass, okay? Yeah. And we talk from there. I ain't gotta talk. I got a visitor's pass. A nigga that helped build this bitch. I got a visitor's pass. Visitor, you see that? Visitor. It ain't no Redman's in the building, one of the main motherfuckers up here that helped us service and surface the whole label, one of the dudes that I got a visitor's pass. And that's the kind of attitude I want stopped up here at Def Jam. I should be able to fucking catch my own elevator up here if I want to. It ain't about who's hot and ain't who's not. No, it's about who helped you build to get the people who hot. I can actually say I wasn't just an artist at Def Jam. I was an asset. You don't want to just be an artist no more. You want to be an asset where the company needed you at one time, and I was that nigga. But you know, I wouldn't never say, you know, Def Jam is a bad company. It's not a bad company. It's the greatest company in the world. But when I see slack on their part, that's going to help this company move forward. I'm not just thinking about me. I'm thinking about the rest of the dudes up here. I'm thinking about the artists that's coming in. You know, most of the time now, to be able to sign an artist, he got to be at least have some radio play. You know, he got to have a little units he done did in the street and all that bullshit. What happened to the, let's build him to that part. And I know times has changed or whatever, but, you know, you can't lose that gusto y'all was built on, man. And I think that's lost. But overall, you know, Def Jam is a good label. Great label.